Could a constitutional process designed to ensure free elections accidentally punish the states that performed the best? Across the south of India, a united front is forming over one defining word: delimitation. Simply put, delimitation means redrawing parliamentary constituency boundaries based on the population density of that particular area, or in this case, state. It is based on the principle of one person, one vote, so every citizen gets equal representation. But back in 1976, when the issues that we were dealing with as a country were a lot different than what we're dealing with today, the Parliament of India took a decision to freeze the seat allocations based on the 1971 census to ensure that the states that successfully implemented population control don't end up losing their political power. This decision was in line with government's agenda to control population. But after 2026, that freeze is set to lift. Over the last 5 decades, certain states invested heavily in education, healthcare, and population control. As a result, South population share dropped from 25% to 20%. At the same time, South India emerged as the economic powerhouse of the country, generating a massive share of national GDP and direct tax revenue. Yet, under current tax distribution formulas, for every rupee the South sends as tax to the center, it receives a fraction of what North Indian states receive. If Lok Sabha seats are recalculated based purely on population, northern states will gain dozens of new seats, while the southern influence shrinks. Leaders from MK Stalin, Siddaramaiah, A. Revanth Reddy, and Pinarayi Vijayan to TVK chief Joseph Vijayan argue that this creates a double penalty: paying more in taxes but receiving less in political voice. On the flip side, constitutional scholars point out that under one person, one vote principle, a voter's democratic rights and representation shouldn't depend on GDP contribution. They point out that the parliament is a representation of people and not the representation of GDP contribution. Now, this does not necessarily have to be a debate between North versus the South. Perhaps the more important question is, on what basis should the representation be determined? Should it be determined purely on population basis, or should development and economic contribution also play a role? How do you think the parliament should balance between representation and fiscal contribution? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The truth can be looked at from 1,000 different lenses, and this is just my perspective. Here at Perspective with Indrani, we put everything that happens around the world into perspective, one story at a time. If such videos are of any value or interest to you, then do consider subscribing to my channel.